who the evil one is. You still don't know.
Still don't know.
No. You still don't know. This preacher then told you that this is not your world that you live in. Because he's reading from the Bible. And he's told you that you are not to be of this world.
Right.
Your enemy is the devil. That he is the God of this world. Won't he tell you that?
Mm-hmm.
But he never tell you who the devil is.
Mm-mm.
He never tells you who the God of this world is. And when I say that, he never tells you how to identify him if you've seen him.
Right.
Because he'll read to you where it says, the devil, he goes about seeking all whom he can for. He goes all to and fro in the earth, seeking all that he can devour. You didn't heard him tell you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who is this? So I will know this enemy when I see him. Because he'll tell you the devil is your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But he never tell you who.
No.
First of all, if he tell you who, then it stops his income. It stops his 501c3.
Oh, yeah.
It also means that now that he tells you who he is, he's got to show you a way out. Because now he's got to tell you who you are. Oh, sure, he'll tell you you're a child of God, but he'll turn around and tell you that we're all children of God.
Mm-hmm.
He'll give you that scripture said it has nothing to do with color. It's not about race, creed, nationality. It's not about Jew or Greek.
It's not about that.
That's what he'll tell you.
Yeah.
He'll give you all that to back up what he's saying. And at the same time, still will not tell you who the devil is.
Mm.
So if I ask you, as I did, you can't do nothing but answer as you did. I said, who is this devil? What did you answer? Satan. Who is Satan? The evil one. Who is the evil one? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just going around in circles.
Yeah.
Just going. You can't even tell your children who to stay away from because you don't know. He tells you light and darkness has nothing in common because that's what it says in your Bible. Therefore, don't associate yourself because light has nothing to do with darkness and darkness has nothing to do with light. That's what he'll tell you. But he never tell you who light is and who darkness is. Since light is supposed to be a people and darkness is supposed to be a people, and light and darkness have nothing in common, I don't understand that. You got to have something. It's true they don't have nothing in common. So you stay away from them. Here's the thing though. Who is darkness? Who is light? Do you know? Preacher tell you, you are the light, right?
Yeah.
But in the beginning, before light ever came, there was darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And out of darkness came the light.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm the light, I'm not as great as the darkness. The darkness is much greater than me. Because light came out of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as the light is shining, there can't be dark. You can see.
Right.
But if you take the light away, you're in the dark. You can't see which way to go.
Mm-mm.
You got to feel your way. Can I give you my philosophy of that?
Mm.
What if I told you, since you say the Bible is supposed to be a spiritual book talking to the people of God, which is supposed to be the Israelites. So let me take it back to the spiritual part. And let's see, because everything in the Bible is supposed to be spirit, talk to you in the physical so you can understand the spiritual. If light came out of darkness and we are the children of light, could we be the children that came out of the darkness?
Mm.
Because the earth was void.
Yeah.
Not void of people, but void of understanding.
Yeah.
There was evil all upon the face of the earth. Confusion,
Mm-hmm.
disillusion.
Mm-hmm.
And God said, let there be light. To who? To the world.
The world.
Who was walking in darkness.
Yeah.
So the light came out of the darkness to shine light on the people, to teach the people the right way. What way? The way of darkness. Because it was the dark people that came to the white people to teach them the way.
Mm.
Oh, I know he ain't never taught it like that, but I just wanted to throw that in to give you something to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
See, darkness is the greatest. That's us.
Yeah.
And everything that you see came from the dark.
Mm-hmm.
But if we hadn't came out of the darkness to shine the light on you so that you could see these things, you couldn't have these things. You wouldn't even know what you have. You wouldn't even know what you're capable of having.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even know what you can be or who you are. But we had to come out the dark to give you the light. We had to bring the light to you. We had to bring the knowledge to you. Who? The people of the dark. The people of Israel.
Yeah.
Because Israel were a dark people.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel was sent to the people. They had to come out of their land to go to the people. Because God said, I will spread you all over the earth. You are to go out and multiply and have many so that you can fill the earth.
Fill the earth, yeah.
Why do you want us to fill the earth? Why you want all the dark beings to fill the earth? Because I want light to be seen. To how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the children of the light.
Right.
You're the children of the way.
Right.
Light is the way. You're the children of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And the way has to come from the darkness, who is the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I send you out into the world. And as I say, go out and have many children and multiply. And teach your children.
Yeah.
He didn't say go have them taught by other nations, by other people. Malcolm said, and I quote, it's only a fool that will let another people teach his children.
Yeah.
Damn, we've been a fool a long time.
A long time. Long time.
Bible said, since we want to speak on it, and people say, well, why you always talking about the Bible? Because my people are stuck in that. And it's not that it can't help them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it's not being used to help them. It's being used to keep them in bondage and in chains. So I'm here to set them free from the bondage,
Mm-hmm.
the chain of being oppressed and in slavery to this beast that they have been sent among because of their disobedience unto the leader of their way, which is the great mother, the creator of all life.
Mm-hmm.
I take the same book that they got and just show them. Show them their greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You being the teachers were to go out into the world, have many children, multiply, fill the earth. Why? So that you could subdue it. Subdue it. And take charge. And in the last days, after you subdue the earth and take charge in the last days, what he said you do? He said, I gather my people from all four corners of the earth. That means no matter where you at, he's going to gather us together into one place. Yeah. So I don't care if you're Jamaican. I don't care if you're Haitian. I don't care. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't care what you are. You originated from Africa. That's where your roots came from. This is who these scriptures speak about. And you are the people that he's going to gather from all four corners of the earth to unite into one people to take you where? Mm-hmm. Back to the motherland. And there'll be 3 gates on each side. Mm-hmm. For the what? For the 12 tribes. Yeah. And no one will be able to go in or out of that city unless they're of them tribes. So that means if you're not black, if you're not of the African roots, you're not going to be able to enter Africa. Mm-mm. And if you enter, you ain't going to be able to get out. Because you won't be allowed in. But the people on the inside, it said, inside of the city, mm-hmm. with the gates on each side, they will go in and out freely to teach the nations. Well, if we're the people that's going to be in there, that means we're the people that's going to be going out to teach the nations so that they can live right. And if they was going out to live with them, was going out to teach them. Remember, we're going in and out. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. But that's the truth. That's the Bible. It empowers a people. It teaches people how to be united as one. And it's talking about a black people who is fighting the beast, all these other nations around them. The Gentile nations. Gentile just means many nations. Right. We have been enslaved and persecuted by every Gentile nation under the sun. But yet we want to be a part of them or be friends with them. God, the black woman, didn't call you to be friends with them. Mm-mm. My mother told me, a matter of fact, when I was coming up, to stay away from her. The black woman just recently stopped teaching that to her children. But we was told to stay away from them, have nothing to do with them. Definitely don't bring them back home. Mm. But Mother God stopped teaching it. And when she stopped teaching it, she allowed the black man, who she anointed as king, ruler, teacher, instructor, protector, to stop teaching it.
Right.
And we fell into the hands of our enemy. And we began to love them and want to take part with them and become them. Our enemies, the same ones that our parents used to tell us to stay away from, we now want to be a part of because our ancestors, our mothers, our fathers taught us wrong. So when we learn to walk in the ways of our ancestors, our mothers and our fathers, those before us, our grandparents and all that, because if you go, look, if your grandparents or your mothers from the 60s on back, you need to go sit down and talk with them so they could teach you the way. Because they knew the way. Even though they was in them churches.
They sure do know.
Yeah. Even though they was in them churches preaching. You got to remember, they was in them churches for a reason. They needed, that was their way of coming together. They was doing things in secret.
They were like the pillars.
And how them women have you come in them churches with them long dresses. Don't you walk around here looking like no harlot, because you ain't no harlot. That's the world that look like a harlot. You ain't finna be like that world. No. They taught them to have respect for themselves. Something that's not even being taught today. Oh, you don't have to dress like this or like that to be respectful. If you're dressed like a whore, I'm gonna treat you like a whore because I see you as a whore. Oh, I got to go. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. People don't want to hear the realness. Church ain't preaching the realness, but the Bible teaches the realness. If you really look at it and study it, it teaches you about one people. It teaches you to stay away from these people, not to take on their practices, not to become a part of them, not to think like them, not to act like them, not to even desire the things that they make. But we do everything opposite. So I don't put down the book. I put down the teachers of the book.
Yeah.
Because I done read the book too, and I don't get the same thing out of it that they get. And I take the same scriptures that they use and back up what I'm saying against what they say. But then I take any book that they call a holy book. Because the only thing make it holy is us.
That's it.
We the holy ones. We know what's right is in us. It was embedded in us.
Yeah.
It was in us when we was born.
Yeah.
All we got to do is go within. When the truth comes to us, we know it's the truth. We ain't got to run from it. We know that we're not supposed to be mingling with the enemy. We knowing that since we come over here. But what we don't know is the reason that we're here is because we fail to obey the law that was given to us to separate ourselves and keep ourselves separate from our enemies. And since we fail to do that, we also fail to love one another. Since we fail to listen to what was taught to us, we was put in bondage. And we're in bondage to this day because we won't listen. All we got to do is return back to one another.
That's it.
Begin to truly love one another with a divine love. That's all we got to do. And separate ourselves from the enemy. First of all, when we separate ourselves from the enemy, the first thing that happens is a lot of the things that we call wrong or sin will no longer be around us. The dope and all that's in our community won't be in our community. Because that beast, we done separated ourselves from the beast that bring it into the community. So now people got a chance to heal and start getting back right.
Right.
Because once you stop doing the thing, after a while, your body heals from that. That's why you fast.
Yeah.
So I don't put down the book. I put down the teachers of the book. I put down those who I even put down the leaders like Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he ain't a good teacher.
Right.
Not because he ain't a good speaker. Man, he speak good. He have some good thoughts. He say some good things. Yes.
Yeah.
But he don't practice what he speak.
I've never heard him speak yet. Never.
See? And since he does not practice what he speak, to me, it makes me look at him as less than a leader. Because a leader is supposed to walk according to the way he teaches. If you're teaching something, you should be doing it. I'm not going to teach my kids to do something that I'm not doing. I refuse to. It makes no sense. It's a contradictory to my children and to me. I'm not going to even tell them, well, don't you do it. I know I'm doing it, but I fell into it. And you ain't got to do it just because I do it. No. That don't make sense. If I don't want them doing it, I'm not going to do it. Then I tell them, don't you do this.
Right.
And I'm telling you don't do it because I used to do it. It ain't no good for you. And I stopped it because it ain't no good for you. But I can't tell them that as long as I'm doing it. It's the same way with us in the church. If the preacher study telling you to love everybody, to forgive everybody, when the Bible don't teach that, my people study walking around forgiving and loving and teaching that and practicing that, so the children are coming up doing that. So now we're a weak people because we love the enemy. But the Bible tells you to separate yourself from the enemy.
Yeah.
The Bible tells you to stand up against that evil one, and he will flee. It never told you to run from him. It told you to stand up to him.
You got to stand up to him.
Stand. The only thing it told you to run from was fornication. Run from that woman that's trying to get you in bed when she know you're married. Run from that woman that's trying to get you in bed just to screw you because she wants more than just your sexual, physical gratification. She wants something from you financially, something. She wants something out of you more than just sex. So beware and don't fornicate. See, he didn't say you couldn't have sex. He said, but let every man have a wife and let every wife have a husband. Therefore, when you want sex, you go home and get all the sex you want. Because he tell you, wives, don't deny your husbands.
Right.
Husbands, don't deny your wives. Then he goes around and make it even better. He say, look, your body don't no longer belong to you, but it belongs to her. And her body no longer belongs to her, but now it belongs to you. Now, if that's true, that means that whatever you do with his body, you got to only do what he wants you to do because that's his body that you're walking in. And he's got to do whatever you would choose for him to do because that's your body. So he's got to respect your body just like it was you. Just like you got to respect the body that you're walking in just like it was his. That's all he's teaching. Church don't teach that.
The church don't.
Separate yourselves from among them. From who? All those that are not of you. So if a man come in as gay or a woman come in as gay, and I ain't putting nobody down, people do whatever the hell they want to do, but don't say you're a part of me or you with me because I don't agree with it. You can't come and do whatever you want to do. You don't let gays up in the church. You can't let a gay up in the church and say, oh, because he's playing on the piano, he's a child of God, it's okay. God understand, God will change him. No. If you let evil in your house, Bible says if you let a little bit of yeast, it'll make the whole batch of dough start to rise. So what he was saying was a little sin, a little wrong, will wind up making the whole church do wrong. Because you letting that go. Same way in your house. If you know your kid's doing something wrong and you say nothing about it, they're going to continue to do it. And the next thing you know, the rest of the house is doing it. Well, you didn't say nothing to them. Why are you saying something to me?
Mm-mm.
You got to nip it in the bud. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't talk about that.
Mm-mm.
You can't let a homosexual in the church when your law tell you that it's not to be among you.
Mm-mm.
Now you go back to Mother Africa where you from, since that's what we started talking about and that's where we originated from and that's who we are. And we don't have that. If you're homosexual and they find out, what happened? They kill you. You know what your Bible say? Kill them. Why? It says, get the evil from among you. Destroy it. Why? Because if you don't destroy it, what happens? It comes back. It comes back. So you got to pull it up at the roots. Because if you don't pull it up at the roots, it's going to come back. I kind of like what Khalid said. Khalid Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
He said, kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
He said, kill them all. Even the babies. The children, the babies. He said, kill them all. And after you kill them, dig them up and kill them again. He said, because if you don't, the babies are going to grow up and be just like them. Kill them all. I understand his philosophy.
Man.
When God went to destroy a nation, he destroyed the whole nation. Every time God sent his people to destroy a nation, she destroyed the whole nation. Read the Bible.
Mm.
She said, don't worry, just go. I'm going to go ahead of you. Sometimes she said, I'm going ahead of you. You ain't even got to worry. Play some music. They go to singing and having fun, and as they singing and having fun, the people are getting scared and they start to run. Man, there's too many of them. Let's go. We can't whoop them.
Mm-mm.
Because she had that unity.
Yeah.
And when they hear him coming, they say, oh, Lord. Same way if you ever watch the movie Shaka Zulu, the Englishman was fighting against Africa over there. The Englishman couldn't whoop him. Wow. Because Shaka Zulu formed a unity. He formed a bond of all the people of Africa. And if you wasn't on his side with them, then he killed you just like he was against them. Because he was either for them or against them. You was either going to fight with us, bond with us, and fight with us, or you was going to die with them, and you're going to die today. You're either for me or against me. That's what he taught. I love that movie, Shaka Zulu. I can watch it over and over and over because there's so much wisdom in it. It even showed his mistake. And his people told him it was a mistake. And he was raised, and he knew it was, but yet he wanted to see reasoning. He wanted to reason and see. And curiosity killed the cat.
Mm-hmm.
So he let them come over. And he sat down with them and broke bread with them. And that was his mistake. Then he started reading their book, their Bible. Questioning them. He stayed right, he questioned them good. He defied them. But he let them come in, which let some of his people look at him different. And it brought a division among them.
Mm.
And division killed him because it was his own brother.
Yeah.
Step brother.
Yeah.
But still got killed.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he did the righteous thing. He took that kingdom. He took over the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And then made the kingdom great by making it even bigger. And he did it for one reason only. The reason he said he was born for.
Wow.
He said he was born for one reason only. And that was to take that kingdom back.
Wow.
And the funny thing was, nobody looked at who he was taking the kingdom back for. It was for his mother. Because the father had died, the kingdom was supposed to go to her. And instead of it going to her, they took it from her because she was a woman. So, him being a baby, grew up seeing this and the way that they treated her and treated him. And as he grew, he practiced and he studied and he trained himself to be a great warrior. He watched the animals and let the animals teach him how to be a great warrior.
Wow.
You ever get a chance to watch the movie Shaka Zulu?
Shaka Zulu?
Yes, watch it. Let me get up here, man.
All right, so head out.